2713 Norbury Crescent, Ottawa, K1V6N3, October 26, 1981. Mr. Don Waite, Maple Ridge, BC, V2X, 2T3. Dear Don, you'll probably be wondering by this time whether or not you would hear from me again. However, I am enclosing here with copies of my correspondence with British Columbia officials regarding Slumach's lost gold mine. I do not consider that the letters are confidential enough to be restricted, but would appreciate being consulted and kept in the know when and how you intend to use them and when you do. The picture enclosed is copyrighted, and you will have to get written permission if you wish to use it. After leaving Maple Ridge in late August, we spent 2 weeks in the Okanagan, a few days with friends at Banff, with a trip to Jasper, then had a leisurely trip home visiting friends and relatives along the way. I have attempted to go into the canyon several times since I first found it in 1974. 5 times I was turned back by torrential rain or blizzards after almost reaching the spot, and on the last 2 occasions each of my traveling companions gave out with foot and boot problems, and I had to see that they got out safely. I am not sure what 1982 will bring, but it is likely that I will try it alone, and if I fail, I will then identify the site to the public. I do have a promise from the Parks branch that they will attempt to have something done, but I've heard nothing from them as of yet. Please acknowledge receipt of the enclosed. Sincerely, Stu G. Stuart Brown. Stuart Brown letter to Don Waite. It continues. During my visit to Mr. Nimstick's office, as mentioned in my letter of September 25, 1975, we discussed the value of the find and its inaccessibility, what sort of an operation would be involved, and the potential effect on the environment of the area. The value of the find cannot be estimated accurately until a proper geological assessment of the site is made. However, I have stated that there is an abundance of surface gold in the form of nuggets, and the dust lying loose on the rock in the stream bed, and a mother lode present in the adjacent bedrock. What I consider a conservative estimate would place this at over $2 billion. Because of my refusal to identify the site on a map, or in any way reveal the location of the site, the road in, and the difficulty of reaching it, were not discussed in any detail. The effect on the environment would undoubtedly be rather severe. I suggest that no road should be constructed to the site, but that removal of material should be carried out by means of a helicopter. The area involved might easily be confined to less than 600 acres, including a landing site and buildings required in the operation. I know of at least 2 animals not recorded to be in the area and are present, and I would hate to be the one to interfere with their natural habitat. At the end of the discussion, Mr. Nimstick agreed that I should bring out representative samples directly to him, and he proposed that I should draw up a form of contract which could be the basis of an agreement for further discussion. I also note from the reader of this, I also heard that Stu Brown put a big fat nugget on Leo Nimstick's desk when he went in there to talk about his Lost Creek mine find. I agree to cover all of my expenses up to the time that enough gold was removed to cover them, but reserve the right to require that I be reimbursed for these from the first proceeds. Further mention of what I discussed is outlined in my letter of August 17, 1978, to Mr. James Files, Deputy Minister of Mines and Petroleum Resources, a copy which I sent to the Victoria Daily Times. G. Stuart Brown. Letter to Don Waite, and also explaining about his involvement and with Leo Nimstick, which there are letters, Stu Brown letters, which we'll get to eventually.